Welcome everybody. So today I'm going to be doing the Bookmap onboarding process with you guys, showing you how to get up and running with Bookmap. And the goal of this webinar is to show you how to get up and running with Bookmap, how to add data, as well as future symbols, crypto, as well as stocks. So let's go ahead, let's hop right into it. The very first thing that you want to do is you want to log into bookmap.com. My computer's being super laggy. Hold on. There we go. Okay. So when you go into bookmap.com, you are going to see this icon up here that says log in. All you want to do is click on that. Once you click on it, import or insert your email and password and then log in. And from there, you want to go to your user dashboard. So your dashboard is going to look something just like this, or your profile. Your Bookmap license key is going to be right here. So all you'll have to do is copy it and paste it into Bookmap. But then from there, you want to download Bookmap. So when downloading Bookmap, that's going to be right down here. If we go back, it's going to be this screen right here. Why is it going forward and not back? There we go. Okay. It's going to be this screen right here where it says select system. So what you want to do is first select your system. If you're Windows, obviously choose Windows or Mac. And then after that, you want to select your version. Typically, you want to go with production. There is alpha that will pop up periodically as well, but I personally recommend production. And then from there, all you want to do is hit download. Now, after downloading Bookmap, the other thing that you're going to want is you're going to need data for your Bookmap. So when you go back to your profile or your dashboard, you're going to see this button right here that says add subscription. What you want to do is click on that. If you are not logged into Bookmap, it's going to take you to a screen that looks like this, where it's asking you for the core subscriptions like digital, global, global plus, etc. So that's why you want to make sure that you are logged in. So you'll see if you get a screen like this, it's because you are not logged in. But if you log in, and again, you go back to add subscription, it's going to take you to a different screen that looks like this. Now on this screen, the first thing that we are going to look at is the Bookmap futures data. So you can see that there's multiple different options that you can choose from. It really depends on the instruments that you trade. So for example, like CME is going to be the S&P futures, or the data for the S&P futures, NASDAQ futures, as well as the Russell. But if you trade something like gold or metals, that's all going to be under COMEX. If you trade oil, that's going to be under NYMEX, or the Dow is under CBOT or CBO. So it really depends on what you trade. Again, if you trade the S&P or NASDAQ, that's going to be $17 for the first month, and then $34 every month after that. If you only trade those, then obviously you want to go with the CME. Or if you only trade gold, you would want to go with COMEX. But if you trade multiple instruments that are all under different data providers or different exchanges, you might want to go with the bundle, the CME bundle, which is going to include CME, CBOT, NYMEX, and COMEX, which is going to be $79 every single month. So yeah, again, depending on the instrument, that's what you'll select and add to your account. If you trade individual stocks, there's a couple different ways you can go about getting data. The first one is going to be Bookmap equities data, which first off is going to be cheaper. But this is just going to give you NASDAQ, Total View, and NLS, which again, $29 for the first month, $59 every single month after that. And then the other option is going to be through DXFeed. You can get the DXFeed NASDAQ depth, which is going to be $69 every month. And then EdgeX, which is also, well, not also, but EdgeX is going to be $59 every single month. Or if you want both of them, you get $59 for the first month and then $119 after that. So it's really personal preference between these two if you want the Bookmap equities data or DXFeed. And again, this is going to be for individual stocks. So now, once you choose your data, the next thing you want to do is you already downloaded Bookmap. Now from here, you want to open it up and we are going to go through a 3-step process, setting up your Bookmap, adding an adapter, and then connecting to futures, an individual stock, and then crypto. I'm going to show you how to do all of that. So let my Bookmap open here real quick. There we go. Okay, so now before we open Bookmap, you can see that there's a few different options. We have simulation mode, trading mode, replay mode. So when it comes to simulation mode, that's essentially it's like it's real-time data, but you're trading with, like a fake account. So you can trade real live data, but you're not trading with your own real money at that point. And then we also have trading mode, which is real live data, but you can also route trades and trade directly through Bookmap, whether it be, through your own broker or these prop firms. As long as you have Rhythmic, you can route your trades straight to trading mode. And then the third thing is going to be replay mode. Now with replay mode, you can see that we have these options down here: record live data, record trades, or record orders, sorry. Bare minimum, if you're going to do replay mode, you need to have record live data on, because what this is going to allow you to do is when you run Bookmap in replay mode, you can go back and you can select certain days, certain times, and you can just sit there and you can replay the price action, whether it be, back testing, you just want to get better at reading order flow, or you can also, trade, what is it? Like essentially like paper trade the past, if that makes sense, when you're back testing. So replay mode, in my opinion, very, very useful. I use it all the time. But again, you want to make sure at bare minimum you have record live data on. And if you are routing your trades through Bookmap, select record orders as well. So we're just going to go ahead and we're going to open up trading mode. Click OK. Give this a second while it opens. Okay. So this is the 3-step process that we are going to go through right now. The very first thing that we want to do is to add an adapter. So we want to go up here into connections, and then we want to click configure. Now here we want to find add/remove platforms. And I think I have to remove mine real quick. Yes, I do. We're going to go ahead and remove that. But for the first time, you're going to scroll down until you find Bookmap data, which is right here. And then you want to hit install. There we go. So the adapter has been installed to our Bookmap now. Now the next thing we want to do is we are going to add the data provider, or the connection for our data, for futures as well as stocks. So you want to hit add connection. You want to find this right here that says platform. And then you want to scroll down until you find Bookmap data and make sure to select that. Now from here, you can see that we have server location. Choose the one that's closest to you. I live in the USA, so I'm just going to choose USA. But obviously, if you live in Europe, choose Europe, or Japan, choose Japan. And then from there, all you want to do is hit OK. But then also we are going to add the connection for individual stocks. So again, click add connection again, find platform, and then scroll down until you find DX feed. Now, once you have DX feed inputted, as well as Bookmap data, all you have to do is go ahead and click OK. So now we have the adapter, we have the connection. The next thing we want to do is go back up here into connections. And the first thing that we are going to input into Bookmap is going to be a futures instrument. So we want to make sure that we select Bookmap data. Give it a second while it loads. Okay. Now, once this is loaded, go back up into connections, make sure it is selected with this blue check mark right here. But to add your futures instrument, you want to hit that plus button up there. Now from here, you want to make sure that your platform is Bookmap data. Your type is going to be futures. And then as far as your exchange, it really depends on like what you're actually trading. So if we're, trading the S&P futures, I'm going to choose CME. If I'm trading gold, I'm going to choose COMEX, etc. So for this example, we're just going to go ahead. Let's pull up the S&P futures. So we want to make sure that the exchange is CME. And then the symbol currently is ESZ5 for the S&P futures. I'll show you guys here in a little bit how to find the expiration dates so you know which contracts to pull up when inputting an instrument. Now, you can load historical data. You can actually load up to 7 days worth of historical data. I'm not going to do that right now because it's going to take a while for it to load. So for the time being, I'm just going to do an hour of local data or historical data, sorry. And then all you want to do is hit subscribe. Give this a second while it loads. There we go. And now that is how you pull up a futures instrument on Bookmap. You can see there's our order flow right there. So now the next thing we're going to do is we're going to add an individual stock. So we're going to do the same thing. We're going to hit that plus button up here. We're going to click that. But now we are going to change our platform from Bookmap data. Sorry, go back. Sorry, backtrack a little bit. Go up to connections and make sure that DX feed is selected. Sorry about that. So click on that. DX feed is selected. That blue check right there, you can see that it is. Now we want to go into add instrument. Click that. And here where it says platform, we're going to switch it from Bookmap data to DX feed. Okay. Now let's go ahead and pull up. You can type in any stock. Let's do Tesla. So type in TSLA. And you always want to make sure that you pull up the common stock. For whatever stock you're pulling up, always make sure it's the common. Again, you can load up to 7 days worth of data. I'm only going to load 1 hour. And then give it a second while it pulls up. And there you go. Almost. Where's the circles at? Bear with me, everybody. There it is. Okay. So now that is how you pull up a individual stock on Bookmap as well. Now, the other thing is with Bookmap, as I previously mentioned, if you trade crypto, you can pull up crypto as well. We're going to do the same thing. Go over here to where it says add instrument. Go back to platform. Select Bookmap data. Now what we are going to change is the type, right? Instead of futures, we're going to choose perpetual. Okay. Now here, you can type in, whether it be Ethereum, Bitcoin, Solana, etc. Just type that into the symbol. I'm personally going to choose Bitcoin. And you can see that the exchange is multi-book. What that is it's taking the data from multiple different crypto, I guess you would call them brokers, Binance Futures, Bybit, OKEX, and BitGet. And it's going to consolidate it all into one instrument. So you're getting data from 4 different providers, and it's all being reflected within the Bookmap software. So again, you can load up to 7 days worth of data for crypto if you wanted to. I'm only going to do 1 for now. As far as tick size, I'd personally probably keep this like towards 50 just because Bitcoin I think is at like 110K. What the tick size is like you see over here how it's intervals of 20. That's going to be a tick size of 0.20, right? But on Bitcoin, this is everything over here is going to be in an increment of $50. So like 110,050 and then 100, 150, etc. If you have it down at 1, it's going to be way too much data for Bookmap to try to load at once. It will, it's just going to take forever. So again, same thing, hit subscribe. Give this a second while it loads. And again, you can see how that tick size, it's increments of 50 over here instead of that 1, which would be a lot. So that is how you are going to pull up crypto as well. So now we went through the whole 3-step process to input a futures instrument, as well as an individual stock, as well as crypto. So now the other thing is, if you're looking for tons of free education A lot of it is available on the Bookmap website. Give me a second while I log in on my other monitor. Oh my God, it's going to do this again. Oh, I got to pull up on a different browser. Bookmap.com. Let's see. Okay. So on bookmap.com, if you go on over there, first off, make sure you join the free Discord. All you need is a Bookmap account with an email and password. But it is, let's see, where is it? Under community up here. All you'll do is click on Discord, and then it'll prompt you how to join the Discord. But also on bookmap.com, if you go here to the learning tab, there's tons of free courses on here. Pretty much everything we went over today, getting started, Bookmap features, how to connect the data. And then there's also a course on, the add-ons that are included with Bookmap, or market mechanics, order flow. But also there's 3 different courses right now, one from Bruce, which I'm sure all of you know, JTrader, and then I also have a course on here as well on how to use Bookmap when trading 0DT options, specifically on SPY and QQQ. So overall, a lot of education over in the Learning Center, but also we have the knowledge base, which is essentially breaking down everything in the Learning Center, but in text form. So over here, it's more video course. Here it's all text and more indicator breakdowns, etc. So education there. How to join the Discord. Also, there's tons of events that go on throughout the week for Bookmap. So, just scroll down a little further on the Learning Center. If you find something that sparks your interest, all you have to do is click on it. So say you wanted to join, I don't know, let's do back to the futures with markets and mayhem. Click on that. There's a link right there. Or if you wanted to join, where'd Bruce go? Live all market analysis with Bruce. Same thing. Click on that. The link to join is there. Time, everything you would need. So again, tons of free education on the Bookmap website. But yeah, that's how to get up and running with Bookmap and all the free education. Oh yeah, the other thing, like I mentioned, to understand which expiration to actually input into Bookmap, because this Z, like right now we're on ESZ5. I think previously we were on ESU5. The way to change that, or to understand what to change it to, is if you go up here where it says knowledge and then symbols table, you want to scroll down until you find the instrument that you're trading. So here's the S&P futures. You can see that it would just be ES, the month expiration, and then the end of the year. So to find that month expiration, we would simply scroll up here. So once December comes to an end, right, we're going to be trading ESH6 starting next year. So that's how you're going to understand. And again, it's going to break it down for every single instrument for you, exactly how to input it into Bookmap, as well as if you use DX feed instead of Bookmap data, there's a different way to input it. So everything is there. But yeah, let's open it up to Q&A. Any questions you guys have, type them in the chats, and we'll go from there. I don't want to mess up your name, but I showed you how to pull up crypto. I think you might have typed that before, so I think we should be good there. And then same thing with the Discord. Everything is inside the Bookmap Discord. Anybody in Discord have questions? Anybody else in the Zoom? Pull this up as well. Anybody on YouTube? Anything at all, it doesn't matter.